All right, good morning, Barely. It is 11:50, 12 noon start for me. As you know, we got the truck started, getting the air conditioner going. I had to have that repaired. It started blowing warm yesterday, so got the air conditioner fixed, so we should be good to go. It's supposed to be between 85 and 90 today, so it's going to be a hot one. And we got to do a pre-trip here quick before we go. We got the paperwork started already, so just pre-trip inspection. And then we're going to roll. We got 4 Tamaqua down to Fogelsville's today, unless we get a change of plans. Last couple times midstream we had a change of plans, so that's possible, but... All right, so as you can see, we just have ourselves an absolutely gorgeous day to drive a truck and haul some spring water. You're gonna have a slow ride up to the well. I got 2 triaxles up ahead of me hauling hot mix, and I got this guy. So we're probably gonna, I might be able to catch one of them, this guy in front of me on the Ridge Cup Hill. But I don't know that I'll catch all 3 of them, so it's going to be a little bit of a slow ride to get up to the well, but that's all right. If everything goes the way it's supposed to go down below, then we'll have a pretty quick day today. But it's 86 degrees at noon, so we've got a good shot at hitting 90. It'll be our first 90 of the summer season, and not a cloud in the sky, so it's about as nice as it possibly can get for a summer day. Now, caveat to that is, after today, showers return. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, I think. It's not going to be the all-day type stuff that we were getting, but they do want showers and thunderstorms. It's supposed to stay warmer. I think it's going to be in the upper 70s to low 80s even with the showers, so not going to be anything like we were getting back in May when it was 48, 52, and all-day rain and drizzle and whatnot. So, all right, so we're here loading the first one up. In 2 hours since the last driver was here, and we got a good rate going, 465 when I last looked at it. So that's right where it should be for these 6s, because we're reducing a 4-inch line into a 3-inch pipe to go into the trailer. But you'll probably, when this thing is running the way it should be for the 8s that are 4-inch to 4-inch, direct line right in, you run about 525 gallon per minute. But 465 is about normal for these 6s, and we're right on target. So much better day today than we had the last 2 days that we were in here. Let's hope it holds. I don't know how many other trucks are going to be in here. If any. I might be the only one running in here the rest of the day. If that's the case, then we're going to make quick work on this end of the process. I don't know what it's like down south yet. I don't know. I could call somebody, but maybe we'll just wait and see when we get there what we got, because even if I call somebody to ask them, it doesn't change what it is. So we just might wait and see what we got when we get there. So, but like I said, beautiful day today. Gonna push 90. I'm even wearing shorts, which means that anybody around me better wear sunglasses, because it's my first time wearing shorts, so my legs are about as white as the concrete that I'm gonna stand on. So I'm gonna blind them till I get a little bit of sun on these white legs of mine. But it's warm enough for shorts. We're allowed to wear shorts, all the plants and the company. So may as well be comfortable while we're doing this job. Well, surprise, surprise. Oh, he's going to stop, let us get around. I guess the township is mowing the high grass along the road here. Yeah, he stopped to let me get around. Bit of an obstacle course this morning coming out of here. There were 3 people on horseback. They waited off to the side when I went by. I didn't have the camera on. And I went a little further, and there was a lady mowing her grass along the split rail fence, between the split rail fence and the road, so I moved left for her. And then I encountered the township guy cutting the high stuff that's along the road here. You can see it. Some of it's about 3-4 feet high, so, but all's good. It didn't delay us or hold us up any, but a little bit of action coming out of here on this first load. All right, we're gonna go down the blue at about 20 miles an hour. We've got a pretty heavy oversized up here leading the line. and not even fast enough to get my jakes engaged. So we're gonna be using a lot more brake than I would like to be using on this hill. Usually I can come down this hill and only touch the brakes 2 times running on the 3rd stage of my jake. Once about between half and 2/3 of the way down, and then once close to the bottom, because there's some natural brake areas. It's not a complete straight downgrade all the way down. It levels off and actually in some cases inclines a little bit. So there's natural braking areas if you ride your jakes. But this guy, I don't know what he weighs, but he's crawling down this hill. He's got, it looks like a bulldozer or something on there, and far enough back that I won't be able to catch him. There's a passing lane past that miniature golf course, but I'm so far back that I don't think I'll have a shot at getting around him. So we may have to ride behind him all the way down to Fogelsville. Well, once he got down to the bottom, he took off like a rocket, because there's a big gap between me and him now. Some of those other trucks that were in front of me didn't get going at that point, but once he got down to the bottom, he took off. So he's not going to be a problem the rest of the way, so we'll do better than I thought we would. But when we crest this hill, I'm sure you all know about the Canadian wildfires burning up there in Manitoba and I believe Alberta. Well, that smoke is drifting down here and it's causing an air quality issue. And it seems like it's more prominent down here in the Lehigh Valley than it is up my way in the Tamaqua area. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but there is a blue haze to the hills in the distance, and the sky is brown toward the horizon. So we do have an air quality issue. At one point I thought I actually smelled it a little bit because they said it was going to mix down to the surface. It's not going to be anywhere near what it was 2 years ago. I was out in Arizona when the air quality was so bad around here. It was completely brown. There was no sun. Everybody was choking on the smoke. It was really bad for, I guess, about 2, 3, 4 days. But I was out in Arizona. It didn't affect me. But I remember seeing the pictures and talking to my wife and daughter about it. It ain't going to be that bad. But you can see that it is... it's lingering in the air. It's hanging around in the air. They do have a air quality alert for today. But it seems like it's worse the further south I go. Well, if it's not one thing, it's another. We were able to get by that oversized on the KOA hill. And now we've got this going on again. You guys working on these telephone poles or these wires or something. Now, luckily, we're not going to sit here too long. But boy, it's a day of obstacles so far. Maybe once we're done with this first load, it'll get better. But man, it's something going on around every turn, it seems. I just gotta laugh. It's just one of those days, but hopefully I don't have this on all 4 of my loads, or it's gonna be a frustration day. But, you know, we will see. I just gotta laugh. Well, I did have the place all to myself when I got here, but as you can see over my shoulder and out that window, another driver just came in with a load, so I can't really do anything outside with this camera because I don't want him to ask questions and wondering what I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we're here, lights are on, so it looks like it's going to be a good day. Temperature's already up to 90 degrees down here if the thermometer is accurate on my truck, so she's going to be a warm one, but that's the way I like it. I like my summers to be hot and humid and thunderstorms in the afternoon and all that good stuff. I want summer to be summer. I don't want winter to be winter, but I want summer to be summer. So I'm in a good mood today because it's sunny out and it's hot. So anyway, I'm going to go out and BS with this other driver, so I'll talk to you on the way back up for the second load. I'm thinking of calling the cops here pretty soon. I've been a victim of a crime all day long so far since I started my shift. I'm being held up everywhere I go. I don't know what this guy's deal is, but he sure is crawling through here. I don't know if he's looking for a customer or if he's trying to cheat his logs or if he's got a mechanical issue, but boy, oh boy, it's one of those days. Not sure why he is crawl. We're doing 15 miles an hour. I don't know if he maybe derated. I don't know what the deal is. I don't smell anything funky. You know, nothing going on with his after treatment system. But yeah, he sure is a crawling. Oh, I see what it is. He got himself a flat tire and it's not on the rim anymore. It's just flopping around there. I don't know where he's trying to get to. There's a few shops around here, so maybe he's trying to limp it to a shop to get it fixed and save a few bucks on road service, which I don't blame him for doing. I mean, if he mile or 2 or 3 or whatever from a tire shop, I'd rather drive it to it and then have road service come out and pay 2 or 3 or 4 times what it would cost to take it there and get it fixed there. So that's the problem. That's why he's going so slow. I could see it when he went around that turn. All right, so as the heavy metal band or hair metal band Rat would say, we're back for more. And sometimes I wish YouTube wasn't so strict with their copyright guidelines, because I wouldn't mind throwing just a little clip of that song in there when I come back and load up one of my loads when I'm going to the same place. I don't want to use the whole song and make a music video, but it sure would be nice to just use like that little 10-second part of the song just to illustrate my point. But YouTube's awfully strict on it, and I don't want any copyright strikes, because a few of those and you get your channel permanently deleted and you can't start another one. So we don't want to go there, so we'll behave ourselves and just tell you that we're back here for more. We're getting our second load, and it was a bit of a slowish ride up. Like I showed you that guy that we were crawling out behind in the industrial park. He had a flat tire and he had a load on that trailer because it wasn't it was squat, I'll tell you. That's why he was only doing 15 miles an hour. But like I said, he was heading toward a local tire shop to get that puppy fixed without getting a road service call. So that was that. And then it was just a normal ride up, just a little slow in spots. But otherwise, we kept moving pretty good. So, but we're here loading up. My backyard, it is 90 degrees on the nose right now, so I don't know if we'll go any higher. It's 2:30, probably got about 2 more hours of warmth to go through, so we might crack 91, 92 today, which to me is perfection. I mean, 70s are nice too, but summer is summer, and I like my summer hot, so 90s don't bother me much. So, all right, let's see. Well, we got the yellow arrow. We made it, barely. It's kind of tough to get 2 trucks through that light. The arrow's not long enough. It's just barely long enough for 2 trucks, but that's pushing it. So it depends on how fast the guy gets moving, and if he moves right away when the light turns green too. So, but now we're here. Well, we're not quite here. We're at the entrance, but we'll just see what we got when we get in there. Said it looks like it's going to be a good day. We'll find out when we get further in. Not many freight haulers sitting out here on the waiting lane, so that's not too bad, but that doesn't affect us anyway. It's what's in here on the pad. And let's see if we have room to turn around today, or this time. Last time we came in here, there was no room to turn around, and I had to back onto the pad, which it may be the case again today. Now, what's that guy backing up for? That's interesting. You usually don't have to back up there. Now, yeah, we're gonna back on the pad today. We're gonna back on the pad. There might have been room down there, but we're gonna back on the pad. Hard time seeing past the stacks. The stacks stick out far enough that it's a little bit tough to see past them. The only thing is these trucks are getting more and more like cars. Open the door up and it's dinging at you. But it's better than my Jeep. You open the door up on my Jeep and it'll slam the brakes on and bring you to a dead stop. It won't let you move with the door open. Days of drifting a car forward or backward with your left foot hanging out the door are over. Alright, so we're down here unloading the second one, and these are the nights that are good is when you have the pad all to yourself like we have right now. You know you're going to get on and get unloaded and get out of here right away and keep on moving and head on up for your next load. But at the same time, sometimes it's nice to have a couple drivers down here to BS with while you're unloading. That's how the first one went. That guy that came in right behind me that made me record in the truck, ended up standing out here and talking with him for the whole 15-20 minutes that we were unloading. So it's kind of nice to catch up with the other drivers and have conversation, but it's also nice when you have the pad to yourself and can get in and out of here right quick. So it's a two-edged sword, but both ways are good, but we'll take this because that'll get us moving for our third one quicker. Alright, so we took the low road out because it's 4 o'clock and I didn't want to deal with sitting at that stop sign waiting to get out. And it seemed to work out pretty good because we were able to make the right turn down there off of Industrial. And we got this light green and we're keeping on moving. We got this one red up here and the school bus has to stop for the railroad tracks. But other than that, wasn't a bad move to make at all. How long must you sit and wait at railroad tracks before you can go? I mean, come on. Is there a rule about... I mean, I drove a bus, and whenever we stopped at the railroad tracks, it was just enough to open the door and look both directions and then go. He sat there for a while. I don't know, maybe there's a rule about sitting at railroad tracks. We got enough room to get over them and clear them with our trailer. But I wanted to make sure, so that's why I kind of stopped. But yeah, we got plenty of room. So, but yeah, this is high traffic time down here. But it worked out pretty good. Yeah, we have to sit and wait on this light just a little bit, but we should turn green here in a second because I saw the turning lane going. So, yep, there we go. As long as Mr. School Bus Driver there doesn't lollygag and at least does the speed limit, I'll be happy. But that's where we'd come out there at Yakko's Hot Dogs if we'd make the, you know, the way we normally come out through the industrial park. But this way worked out pretty good. All right, third one is loaded, and we are ready to roll out of here with it. Nothing coming either way. Try to avoid that big old pothole that I don't know why nobody will fill in. There's a big pothole if we were to come straight off that pad, dip right into it. But and I mean a big pothole. It's probably about 8-9 foot around, and it's not gonna swallow the truck or anything. But we dip into it pretty hard, and I don't know why nobody puts some stone in there and fills it in, so we don't have to do that button hook like I just did to get out of there. But it is what it is. It's not a major problem, but it could be filled in. So, but we're rolling on out of here, and I don't think we're gonna have any horseback riders. That's rare. I only ever seen that one other time when I came in or out of here. Somebody on horseback. They were in that field right over there. They kind of waited till I went by to come out onto the road. I think one of these houses here, they have barns and stuff, and they probably have a horse or a bunch of horses or whatever. So they decided it's such a nice day, they go out for a horseback ride. But, right at 5 o'clock on the dot, and we are leaving with the third one, so we are doing very well tonight. Very well. So now I don't know what the next 2 days are gonna bring. I mentioned it last week and I still haven't done it yet, and I don't think anybody else has, but I think there's a new hire coming on board, so somebody's gonna have to train the guy. I don't know if it's gonna be me or if it's gonna be somebody else. So I'll probably bring the cameras out each day to see which day I'm going to record, Thursday, which is tomorrow, or Friday, depending on whether I train or not. And I could train 2 days in a row. I don't know. Depends on if the guy ever hauled water before or how much truck driving experience he has. The last guy I trained drove 5 years for Walmart, and before that he was a bed bugger owner-operator for one of the moving companies. So, dude, plenty of experience. He just needed to learn how to load and unload water. So I only had him for 1 day. Now, we got all of them occupied, so we're gonna have to park over here and wait till one of them opens up. I'll just do a little blind side back here. And of course the one guy that's on the pad is calling me, but I'm gonna continue to back in here now at this point. He's probably telling me he's ready to leave, but that's all right. We'll still back her in here. I'll call him back once I'm done. I'm not going to answer the phone while I'm backing up anyway. Alright, so the driver that called me, that's what he was calling me about, let me know he was leaving in a few minutes, so I got his spot. And he was telling me that he had done the van load today and brought it back earlier. And he said that they already have it in the dock and they're loading it again, so somebody else tonight is going to take another van up. It's kind of unusual to do 2 van loads in the same day, but must be busy on that side, so somebody on night shift is going to get a van load tonight. I got 1 more water and then I'm going to be done, so I don't think I'm going to be the one to get it. But anyway, we're unloading here. 2 of them left, but 1's coming back on, so we're kind of hiding over here so nobody sees me talking to you guys. But we got right on. Everybody's unloading, and just too many trucks got here at the same time, so I had to sit off to the side and wait. But so this is a day of strangeness. All kind of weird stuff. That driver that called me to let me know he was going to be leaving shortly. After he did leave, I was coming out from checking in on the computer, and he called me up to tell me that when we go out of here and go to the left and make the second left go across those railroad tracks by Carpenter Insulation, he said there's a 4-car pileup up there, so we're not going to go that way, even though it's 6:20 and usually by this time traffic is thinned out and I can go that way. We're just going to go to the right here and just avoid it, because I don't know if they have it cleaned up yet. He said you can get around it, but I just don't feel like dealing with it. Looks like I still see flashers up there, so they're still working on cleaning it up. I can see the flashers a little bit underneath the trees. There's still emergency vehicles there, so this is the better way to go. No sense in even trying to fight with whatever's going on up there. Look at, there's no traffic on here now. We'll just roll right out. Even if there's a little traffic on 100, it's better than trying to get around a bunch of emergency vehicles and smashed up cars. So we are heading up for that 4th one. We'll talk to you up there. We'll talk to you on the way back. Maybe talk to you down here one more time. Talk to you before we put this thing to bed. All right, 4th one's the charm. We are loading the 4th one up here, 7 o'clock, so we made decent time considering some of the traffic problems we had, and sitting down there on the last load waiting to get on the pad for a little while. Doing good tonight. Hopefully we don't have to sit down there on the last one and we can get done pretty quick. Gonna fuel it up again like we always do, because I don't know if a night guy's gonna come out or not. He hasn't the last few nights, but then at least I leave with full tanks in the morning and don't have to worry about it. So anyway, we'll talk to you once we're done loading and get rolling again. All right, so we got the 4th one in the tank and we're getting ready to climb up the blue, and I love chasing my shadow here. These guys are going slow. I want to get a run for this hill. I don't care if I pass them and then they pass me back, but I want to get a run for the hill. And they're just crawling. But I love chasing my shadow. This is the time of year and the time of day where I'm running right into my shadow there, as you can see. But outside of that, like I said, I got the 4th load in here, and this is where I like doing 2 loads to one place and 2 loads to another place, because by the time you get to the 4th one, you're starting to get a little bit bored. which is what's going on now. It's a short day. I mean, I'm going to get done in about 9.5 hours, but it starts getting a little old after the third one, and then the fourth one just kind of makes you feel like you've been doing this for 12 hours, or if we could split them up between Fogelsville and Allentown, or Fogelsville and Reading, or throw a Hazleton into the mix, it'd make the day feel like it went quicker. The fourth one always just drags, because you know you're just about done, but you've gone the same route already 3 times. So, not that I'm getting grumpy or depressed or anything like that, just kind of explaining how I like to at least split my shift up into 2 different destinations. Alright, we made it down here. We are unloading the fourth one. We had a bit of a slow ride down here. Got behind some slow 4-wheelers coming down. Speed limit for most of the way is 55, and they were only doing 45, so that slowed us down a little bit. But we're here, we're unloading, and I don't want y'all to think that I don't want to do 4 loads. 4 loads is standard for a normal night, unless it's a little on the slow side. Then they'll back us off to 3 loads so that everybody gets an even distribution. Not that one guy's getting 4 loads or a bunch of guys get 4 loads and one guy's sitting at home. So they'll back everybody off a load, give us 3. I'm not saying I don't want to do 4 loads, but I just, after about the third one going to the same place, it starts to get a little old, which is why I like to split the night up between 2 customers and deliver like 2 down here and then 2 over to Allentown, or 2 down here and 2 over to Reading, or a couple up to Hazleton and then a couple down here. It makes the day go faster, and it's a little less boring. You know, like I said, by the fourth one, it just gets boring because you're just running up and down the same road all night long, and making the most of it. And I'm able to talk to you guys, but I'm soon going to run out of things to say and show you, as I've often talked about. But anyway, so we're here, and that's what I'm getting at. Is, like I said, it's not that I don't want to do 4 loads. I don't want to work. It's just that I would like to split it up and do a couple of them to one place and a couple of them to the other. It breaks up the monotony. Even when I do a van, it breaks up the monotony, because I'll do 2 water loads, grab the van, come down here, and then do another water load. So even that breaks up the monotony. So anyway, once we're done unloading, hopefully we can still catch some of this sunset with those with the smoke in the air. It should make for a really nice orange sky, unless we miss it. Well, we still got a bit of an orange hue up there, and it graduates into a grayish blue, and you can see the haze and the mountains and the hills ahead of us. But the sunset was probably a little bit better about 20 minutes ago, before it actually dropped below the horizon. Probably actually could see the disk of the sun with the naked eye. You probably could look right at it, because the smoke would have diffused most of the harsh light, and it probably would have been kind of pretty. But we still got a little bit of that orange in the sky, but we missed it. I thought we would, just by the timing. We were down there past sunset. So, but we got pretty wide open road now. Once you get past 7 o'clock, the traffic really thins out. So we shouldn't have any more slow pokes to deal with. Well, you never know. I could catch up to one somewhere, but as you can see, there is hardly any traffic now. Everybody's home eating dinner. It sometimes picks up a little bit later, around 8, 9 o'clock. Well, it is 8:30, so maybe tonight's going to be one of those nights where there isn't a lot of traffic. But sometimes it picks up again after dinner. But there is like nobody on the road right now, which is nice. Alright, so we're back and parked. We found ourselves a parking spot. A couple of the tanks are out, and I guess a couple of the buckets are out, so we were able to find ourselves a parking spot tonight. I want to do the video first before there's a guy that comes in sometimes 8 o'clock, sometimes 9 o'clock, and it is 9:08. He's not here yet, but I want to get the video done before he comes in so he doesn't see what I'm doing. So once I get done with this, I got all the paperwork to do and then the post trip to do, although I did whap the tires over there when I was getting fuel, so that part's done. I just make sure the lights work and all that stuff. So that's it for today. I don't know if we're going to come back out and do them again on Thursday or if we're going to do them Friday. It all depends on if I end up training a driver, and it also depends on what I'm doing, because I think I'm going to have to start doing these videos on days when I have multiple destinations. Days that I only have 4 to the same place, maybe I won't bring the cameras out unless I have no other choice, and that's what I'm doing the entire week. But it's boring. By the time I get to the 3rd and especially the 4th run, it's just boring. I'm sure it's getting the same way for you guys. I wish I could give you more variety. Maybe in the future I'll be able to, but for now this is what I've got going. So bear with me. Like I said, maybe in the future there'll be some more variety, but for now that's it. We're gonna go, work on these tonight and get them rendered and all that good stuff. So we'll talk to you in the next one.